Visiting the 798 Art District was a truly unique experience. As an art lover, I was blown away by the vast array of contemporary art on display. The district is home to over 400 galleries, studios, and exhibition spaces, each with its own distinct style and flavor. One of my favorite galleries was the Ullen Center for Contemporary Art. The space is massive with multiple floors and rooms filled with thought-provoking installations and exhibits. I was particularly drawn to the interactive pieces, such as the virtual reality experience, and the sound installation that allowed visitors to create their own music. Another highlight of my visit was the opportunity to meet some of the artists themselves. I was able to chat with a few of them about their work and the inspiration behind it. It was fascinating to hear their perspectives and learn about their creative processes. Overall, the 798 Art District is a must visit for anyone interested in contemporary art. It's a vibrant and dynamic space that showcases some of the most innovative and exciting work being created today.
Let me tell you a story which was published on Reddit.
The Jensen Miller family had always been a loud and chaotic bunch. The kind of family that could turn a simple backyard barbecue into an event requiring a traffic cop and noise complaint mitigation strategies. This was especially true on that fateful night when the family gathered at Aunt Margot and Uncle Ken's house. It was supposed to be an ordinary evening filled with slightly overcooked food, exaggerated stories, and kids running around like caffeinated squirrels. But things took a turn for the bizarre when Uncle Matt came up in conversation. The discussion started innocently enough. Aunt Margot had just served up a plate of what could generously be called extra crispy hot dogs. Liz, ever the quick-witted sibling, teased her about the family's unfortunate genetic tendency to incinerate food. The Jensens need to leave the cooking to the Millers, she quipped. Uncle Ken, confused, shut up. What are you on about, Liz? Liz laughed, Andren Pizzant Matt's well-done culinary disasters. Remember when we banned Matt from cooking because we had to order takeout 3 nights in a row? That is when things got weird. Half the table chuckled and agreed, reminiscing about Matt's cooking mishaps. But then Liz, husband, Dan gave her a look of pure bewilderment. Honey, what are you talking about? Matt is your brother. Liz rolled her eyes. No, he's your brother. Margot, scraping the charred edges off her hot dog, looked up. Wait, Matt's a Miller, isn't he? No, Aunt June interjected, now fully engaged. Matt's a Jensen, he's gotta be. The table went silent. Asks started between family members, each person expecting someone else to have a definitive answer. A search for photographic evidence began. Family albums were flipped through with the intensity of a detective chasing a lead. Liz pulled out a childhood photo. Her parents, her siblings. No, Matt. Margot found an old family picture. Same deal. Maybe he's a cousin, someone suggested. A second cousin twice removed, another posited. A guy we just started calling Mound Uncle Matt because it was easier than remembering his actual relation. Someone else threw in desperately. That was when someone suggested the obvious, let's call him. Except no one had his number. He was in any of their phones. Not in the call logs, not in the texts. It was as if he had simply vanished. Or worse, had never been there at all. A frantic search for any digital trace of Uncle Matt ensued, with each discovery making things more unsettling. Some people vaguely remembered him being bald. Others swore he had long, curly red hair. No one could recall his exact facial features, despite allegedly spending years with him. Then came the real kicker. Little cousin Cass, blissfully unaware of the existential crisis unraveling upstairs. casually mentioned that Uncle Matt had given the kids cookies the night before and even put on a movie for them. Wait to that again, Uncle Andrew croaked, his voice betraying an uncharacteristic level of unease. Uncle Matt was here last night, Cass repeated, now eyeing the adults with mild concern for their collective sanity. A head count was quickly conducted. The number came up wrong. Too many people. All right, everyone line up against the wall, someone barked. The adults, too exhausted to argue, complied. One by one they were counted. 11, 12, too many. But no matter how many times they counted, they always came up with one extra. Yet no one could see him. By the time the sun rose, the family was drained. They had spent the entire night spiraling down an Uncle Matt-shaped rabbit hole, only to emerge with more questions than answers. In the following weeks, memories of Matt began to mutate into something even stranger. Little details that were once merely odd turned deeply unsettling. The time he spent hours stacking and unstacking bowls. The suitcase he packed for vacation, filled only with trash bags. The bedtime story he read, which was just an instruction manual for a blender, more disturbing recollections, surfaced. The hammers he bought everyone for Christmas. The night someone caught him placing an inexplicable collection of knives in Dan's car. When they finally decided to report their concerns to the police, they hit a predictable roadblock. How does one explain that a man with no last name, no traceable identity, and no consistent physical description is creeping them out? The cops were understandably skeptical, and yet the family's unease never quite faded. He still seemed to be there. At dinners, someone would count the chairs and always come up one too many. A shadow out of the corner of the eye, a whisper of a memory that felt more like a lingering ghost. The rest of the family eventually resigned themselves to Uncle Matt's inexplicable existence. They even started joking about it, leaving an extra plate for him at gatherings. But one person refused to move on. The eldest cousin was determined. He felt Matt's presence, felt the weight of something watching, felt the hair on his neck rise at the most inopportune moments. And the worst part, the deeper he dug, the more his memories warped, rotted, twisted into something wrong. "I will find you, Uncle Matt," he swore, though he wasn't sure if he really wanted to know what would happen when he did.
挺难照的。
照不挺好的吗？
什么活动啊？还在看了山都不知道。
背着走吧，我在后面帮你看着路。 刚刚好联系好，现在过去。我还以为你没找着。
前方100米右转。
啊。
Ja z cukrzycą drinkiem nakarmiłam jada się. Wysłysz?
要搬水洗。
反正我跟他们说了，我说我今天中午放过，然后说。
给你个小姑娘。